Welcome! In this video, I'll show you how to use AI effectively and get real value from it in your daily work.
AI tools like ChatGPT or Gemini are incredibly powerful, but to use them well, you need to understand their limits. Not all AI mistakes come from the same place. In fact, most of them fall into a few clear categories.
First, there's the knowledge cutoff, the when problem. AI models are trained on data up to a specific date. If something happened after that, the model simply may not know it, even if the information exists today. Some AI tools tell you their knowledge cutoff date if you ask them directly. For example, what is the actual number of subscribers for the YouTube channel Peter_Less? The right answer is actually 38.
Second, there are data gaps, also known as long-tail knowledge, the what problem. Some topics are too niche, local, private, or poorly digitized to appear in training data at all. Even if they happened years ago, the AI may never have seen them. For example, you can ask AI for information from an abstract in a very obscure scientific conference. The AI may have never seen it at all. What was the title of the abstract by author Petr Ondach in the proceedings of the 25th Annual Conference of Doctoral Students, WDS 2016, Prague, June 7 through 9, 2016? The right answer is actually the arc anode attachment area in DC arc plasma torch at low pressure. Third, there's representational bias, the who problem. AI systems tend to be much stronger in high-resource regions and cultures, and much weaker in smaller countries, minority languages, or indigenous communities. That imbalance comes directly from the data they were trained on. For example, most language AI benchmarks are overwhelmingly focused on big languages like English, and there has been a lack of comprehensive evaluation and support for other low-resource languages, for example like Slovak or Czech, which demonstrates that AI models are weaker for those languages because they're underrepresented in the training data. And finally, there's pattern bias, the why problem. AI learns from past data. If that data contains unfair patterns, the model can repeat them, mistaking what happened in the past for what should happen today. For example, in tests conducted as recently as 2024, AI hiring tools ranked identical resumes differently simply because the name on the resume sounded like a white male candidate, while resumes with names associated with black male or female candidates were less likely to be ranked first. Understanding these limitations is the key to using AI responsibly and effectively. When you know why an AI answer might be wrong, you can prompt better, verify smarter, and get far more value from the tool. To get the best results from an AI tool, you need to craft a good prompt. So, how to craft effective prompts? A good prompt follows a simple framework: task, context, references, evaluate, and iterate. The first step toward creating a great prompt is to clearly state the task, which is what you want an AI tool to do. It is useful to start with words like write, create, summarize, classify, extract, translate, rewrite, or find. It is recommended to be detailed and to avoid ambiguity because otherwise the AI output might be incorrect or irrelevant. Ask yourself, what do you want to create? What expertise do you want the AI tool to draw from? And who is the audience? For example, you might ask the tool to complete the task with the expertise of an IT professional. How do you want the output to be formatted? For example, you might ask the AI tool to create a bulleted list or a comparison table. Here's an example of a prompt that includes a specific task, a persona, and a format.
The second step is to provide the necessary context. Contextual information in your prompts might include reasons and objectives for performing the task, rules or guidelines that the output must follow, or relevant background information the tool should consider. Here's an example of a prompt that provides necessary context. That prompt with added context is more likely to generate a more engaging and effective output that's tailored to a specific audience without requiring additional time spent iterating on the initial prompt. The third step is to include examples of your desired output. These examples specify details such as the style, tone, and format. Depending on the AI tool, you can include text, images, audio, or even video as references. Consider briefly explaining how the references relate to the task. Use 2 to 5 high-quality examples that closely align with your needs. Include your own work or open-source examples if relevant. Here's an example of the use prompt that now includes examples. The fourth step is to evaluate your output. After receiving a response from an AI tool, it's essential to carefully evaluate the quality and effectiveness of the AI-generated content before using it or sharing the output with others. When evaluating the output, focus on factors such as accuracy, bias, relevancy, and consistency. Sometimes, while assessing and validating an AI output, you might determine that it's unacceptable or not useful. When that's the case, you should continue to the fifth step of the prompting framework: iterate for better results. Even well-crafted prompts might not produce ideal results on the first try. This is where iteration comes in. The process typically goes like this. You provide an initial prompt. Then the AI tool responds with an output. Subsequently, you evaluate the effectiveness of the AI-generated response. Then you refine your requests based on what worked and what didn't. This process repeats until the AI tool produces the desired results.
When you want more informative and accurate output, include phrases like "explain your reasoning," "go step by step," or "explain your reasoning step by step." It essentially asks the AI to show its work, making its response more transparent and structured. With this, the information you get from the output will also have a rationale for why it was suggested.
When dealing with complex challenges, breaking your request into manageable steps can help to produce better results. For example, if you want to create your own website, you need to deal separately with how to enable payments on the website, separately with how to structure your website, and so on. Do not want too much from AI at once. In other words, break down complex tasks into manageable steps. So, when working with large projects, it helps to break them into a series of smaller, connected steps that are all in the same chat. It works like a factory assembly line. The output from one prompt is used as the input for the next, linking all your tasks together like a chain. Start by breaking down your complex task into a series of smaller, logical steps. Craft a focused prompt that asks the AI to complete just the first step. Use the output from the first prompt as the context for the second prompt. Continue this iterative flow until you complete the task. However, be aware that AI tools can struggle to remember context from earlier parts of the conversation as the prompt chain grows longer. This can lead to inconsistent responses, overlooking important details from earlier prompts, and/or difficulty maintaining the overall objective of the task. To overcome these challenges and ensure effective prompt chaining, you can periodically ask the AI to provide a brief summary of the overall goal. And you can divide very complex tasks into even smaller subtasks so that you can treat each as its own shorter chain before moving on to the next. If you notice an AI tool is deviating from the original goal, provide a recap of the essential information and redirect it back to the main objective. You can also use a separate chat for each subtask. By employing these strategies, you can generate more accurate and relevant output from an AI tool. When you've arrived at an effective prompt for a particular task, you can save it. You can use your most effective prompts as templates for different use cases and needs. This can help you replicate successful AI output consistently, without starting from scratch every time. You can start building a library of reusable prompts so you're not prompting from scratch every time that you need a little help from AI. Do you want another tip? Okay. To manage and mitigate the gradual decline in an AI tool's accuracy and relevance as the real world changes, provide accurate and up-to-date context in your prompts, especially for topics that change quickly, like market trends or technology. Do you want even more tips? Okay, applying the following 4 principles helps you use AI tools both responsibly and effectively. First, be clear and specific in your prompts. Second, protect sensitive information. Before entering any prompt, it's a good idea to pause and ask yourself, am I including data in my prompt that someone else might expect me to keep private? Third, provide high-quality information. The quality of an AI tool's output can reflect the quality of the references you provide. You should always try to provide inputs that are as accurate and unbiased as possible. And finally, always verify the output. No matter how good your prompt is, the final responsibility for the output is yours. Sometimes the AI tool shows you sources and related content within and below its response.
Remember, you should always be the final judge of an AI's output. When you use a generative AI tool, you're in the driver's seat. The tool provides computational power, but you provide direction, judgment, and critical thinking.
If this video helped you, subscribe to this channel and like this video.